Hi guys, and welcome to our video for today, the 18th of August 2026. We're going to go through my watch list, what is on it, and how we're going to trade it. Look at the 5-minute time frame for some day trades, look at the 4-hour time frame to see what we need to hold these stocks overnight, then a daily time frame to see if we can hold them longer than just overnight, and into Thursday, Friday, potentially next week for some swing trades. We've got IPST, XOS, and PFSA to go through, and we're going to start here with IPST. This one just suddenly ripped up. So watching this one yesterday, I shared it on Twitter. If you don't follow me, link in the video description. This one looks really good. Basically, breaking that $8 level that we spoke about yesterday, and it just ripped up. So this one broke at around 10 a.m. Eastern. Then loads of volume just suddenly came in, the price of the stock rose up dramatically as a result. Now it's in its first proper consolidation pattern since it's a massive leg up, basically consolidating between 15 and 20 inside this very large falling wedge formation. When it's on my indicators on, you can see that when we do break outside of the wedge and break over the 20 resistance, we're going to be above all moving averages, meaning the 80 EMA, my light blue line here, my orange line being the Bollinger Band center, my thick yellow line being the 60 EMA, and the two thick white lines here being the 200 EMA and 200 MA. When we break over 20, we're going to be above all moving averages, which means the trend is strong. And you can learn more about that in the moving averages seminar we've done at Atlanta Trading. And when we break over 20 by 2-3%, or a 1 minute close over 20, we should rise up at least 8% from entry, and gradually continues towards 23.5, the next resistance, which is around 15%, 15-17% on this one. So yeah, I'm watching this over 20, especially from 1 p.m. Eastern time. I think it's such an easy bang on trade, like WETO yesterday that we caught in the Discord as well. It looks good. However, adverse effect though, if it were to lose $10, I would consider it to be done, to be honest. So if you're in between this band of 15 to 20, if we lose 12, maybe because of the cuts in it. But if you're in a bit lower than that, if I think 10. Beneath 10, this stock is done because it's losing its 60 EMA Golden Cross retest, and also it's just it's too much of a drop down basically from where we are right now to 10 is around 35% drop, so we can't really afford to drop more than that, you know. So if we lose 10, I think this stock's done for a day trade, holding it overnight, etc. It's just momentum is done. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame and see what we need to hold the stock overnight. I think this one a good chance of holding it overnight tonight, to be honest. A 4-hour green candle close over 15 by end of today or end of tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern time. We'll see us hit 23.5 on this one. So I'll be looking just for simply a 4-hour green candle close over 15 on this one by end of today, end of tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern time, and we should hit 23.5. From around 15, 23.5, that's like a 40% move. From by the time you got filled. So that one's pretty good, isn't it, guys? Engulfing, engulfing the 200 EMA just here. And basically a morning star pattern as well. Bullish engulfing candle, looks very strong on the 4-hour. And I'm guessing the daily is just going to emphasize that further. So let's go to the daily time frame and see what we need. And remember, beneath $10 is no good on this one, or 12, depending on where you got filled. Obviously, if we get a 4-hour candle close over 15, we should be going towards 23.5. But obviously, your first target may be 40%. Just make sure your stop loss doesn't outweigh that. So you can work out whether your stop loss needs to be 12 or 10 from using that fact right there. So, right then, a daily candle close over 15 just reiterates the same thing really, 23.5 on this one. Bullish engulfing candle, building upon from yesterday. Just a breakout that didn't happen yesterday, happening today really. That's what the daily time frame tells us. So I'd focus more on the 4-hour and the 5-minute, to be honest. 5-minute for day trades, as explained, 8% target. And 4-hour, for that 4-hour candle close over 15 towards 23.5. So IPST looks good for a day trade. I have a feeling there'll be better swing trades though. Let's see. So let's go to 5-minute on XOS. Right then, so this one, interestingly, is starting to curl up, which is good. I like this because we've got a big, strong top wick. We can use that as our up thrust, and we can draw a negative trend line, make descending supporting trend line, converge it into a falling wedge, which is part of my crash course. Looks like an ice cream cone, really easy to draw. We've also got a 15-minute video on it in our Discord. So basically consolidating in a bullish pattern like that, and this up thrust here, the high of day is like 4.95, which coincides with 5 as well as a major resistance as a horizontal, and basically just strengthens the idea that 5 is a super strong resistance because it's not just one horizontal. So the high of day is around here as well. So once we break 5, not only breaking the horizontal resistance, we're also breaking the high of day as well, and we should go into price discovery for the rest of the day and continue up at least 6 to 8%. I'll just focus on 6% on this one. I think it's a bit less in volume in contrast to IPST. But this one looks good for a day trade of a move of 6%. 6% target, 6% stop loss once you break over 5 on this. However, though, if we lose 4, I would consider it done on this, because you probably come into the 60 EMA down around 3.45 and then 3.5. No, sorry, 3.3. My eyes deceive me. 3.45 for the 60 EMA, then 3.3 further for the next horizontal support, which is really far from where we are. 20%, which is the biggest move this has had is from the support of 4 to 4.95, 23%. So whole day of price action. If we go on the daily time frame in a minute, and you'll see the whole daily candle is 23%. Basically, you know, that's how much it's moved in like a few hours. So it's going to recreate the same move for the whole daily candle in a negative way if it loses 4, basically, which is bearish. You don't want to be in the stock beneath 4 for a day trade, holding it overnight, or a swing trade. So that's that one. Let's go on the 4 hour and see what we can get. So this one's a lot more stable than in contrast to IPST, but not always a good thing. You know, stable sometimes means stale, which means stagnant. So 4 hour green candle close over 5 on this one should see a gap up towards 6.1. Just using basic horizontal resistances and, you know, price extension methods. So yeah, I mean, a 4 hour green candle close over 5 will see it at 6.1. It's that simple, and I wouldn't hold it overnight until we get a 4 hour green candle close over 5 by end of today, end of tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern time. Currently just consolidating between the resistance 4 to 5, essentially, as shown on the 5 minute, with between 4 to 4.95, that 23% range. And until we break that, either upwards, you know, we can't expect continuation, and until we break that downwards, we can't expect it to collapse. So it's doing nothing at the minute, so we just got to sit and wait as breakout and confirmation traders. So yeah, beneath 4 is no good. Above 5, we continue towards 6.1 in the 4 hour. And that's what I mean. This is why it's good, this one, for the daily, because it's stable. So excuse me. So I like this with a daily candle close over 5, because we should gap up towards 6.1, and because it's a lot more stable and it's not stupid massive green candles ruining the structure of the chart, there's a good chance that it will just consolidate in here and then have a green candle at some point over 5 on the daily time frame for us to gap up towards 6.1, which is around, I'm guessing, 20% move, 15-20% move for a little swing trade if you want to take it. XOS over 5. Don't really like it for a day trade. Don't think there's enough volume in it to make a move for today. But if we get a daily candle close over 5, I really like this towards 6.1, to be honest. And if you're looking to trade it, it looks quite good. So keep your eyes peeled on that one, guys. Looks the most stable for a swing trade. We'll finish with PFSA, one of our traders I'll let. Let's been trading this one today. So yeah, a bit more difficult, this one. It's been chopping around quite a bit. But I'm going to draw big negative trend line like that, big supporting trend line like that, convergent into falling wedge formation. It's typical 1 p.m. Eastern time plus breakout, so I'll probably tweet this one later. So consolidate, basically, you know, runs up, makes its high around between 10 and 10:30, and after that consolidates for around 2-3 hours, you know, and then comes to support here 10.5, and basically what we're doing now is waiting for 13 to break for a day trade. When we do break over 13, I'm looking for an 8% first target. And why I like this one is because it's pulled back quite dramatically, and people would have been shaken out of the stock, obviously, whilst it's just consolidating the bullish formation like the falling wedge we've drawn here. And also it's going to be breaking the Bollinger Band center here on the 5 minute if we do break over 13. And basically this orange line, it's a line in the sand of the chart for me. It's called the Bollinger Band center. And when we're beneath it, we're 65% more likely to be beneath it. So as you can see here, when we lost it, we came to retest it and rejected, because there's a chance of 65% that we're going to reject because we're beneath it now. So, and it did do that, and it came back down. So if like I said, it determines the strength of the chart. If we're beneath the Bollinger Band center, bearish. If we're above it, bullish on the 5 minute. So once we get above this, we can reclaim bullish structure for a temporary day trading basis. And again, it's similar to the first example we looked at. It's not only breaking the horizontal of 30 and the resistance, it's breaking the moving average and Bollinger Band center on the 5 minute time frame, which is really bullish. So move over 13 on this one. I can see it happening. Typical reversal pattern, in my opinion. Looks good. But obviously an adverse effect, if we were to lose $8 on this, I would consider it done, because it'd be a failed golden cross retest, the 60 EMA, and also it would be a failed double bottom around here, like around 9 to 8 around here. You can kind of get away with it like that. So it'd be a failed double bottom if it comes back down there and loses 8, and also losing the horizontal support. So beneath 8, this one isn't good for a day trade. Swing trade, holding it overnight, just nothing off the watch list if it loses 8 PFSA. But over 13 looks good, guys. Lucky 13. Let's see if we get it. So again, you wait for a 1 minute green candle close over the resistance or a 2-3% push over the resistance to enter a day trade, and make sure your stop loss always matches at least your first target. So you don't want your stop loss to be wider than the first target. I always look for like 8%. So let's go on the 4-hour time frame. This one probably looks the worst for holding it overnight because it's a strong top wick, which is not good for larger time frames because it tells a story that we have pulled back quite a lot, been a lot of selling pressure, and yeah, it's just the wick means selling pressure when it's a strong top wick, and if it's literally just see a candle with a strong top wick, this simple connotation of that is bearish. It's that simple. So there's not too much strength based off the larger time frames. If we get a 4-hour candle close over 13, we should gap up to 16, but it's too small of a range for me to play in, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not really interested with the volatility of this. I would only look to hold this overnight if we get a 4-hour green candle close over 16 on this, and then we should gap up towards 20, kind of 20% sort of move, I think. Yeah, I wouldn't. That's the only way I'd hold this overnight. I wouldn't bother holding this overnight. I'd just focus on a day trade on PFSA. I think XOS looks best for a swing trade. So yeah, I'd focus more on the 5-minute time frame on this. But again, if we lose 8, you're not only losing what we lost on the 5-minute, losing the 60 EMA on the 4-hour. So it's it's out the window on this one if it loses $8. And again, I wouldn't hold this until we get a 4-hour green candle close over 16. I wouldn't hold it overnight until we do then. May take me a while to zoom in here, guys. Not the quickest laptop in the world. Do like to travel and just have a durable laptop, as I say every video. Every time I get the expensive laptops, I just end up breaking them, and it's just too much money out the window. It's ridiculous. So right, here we go. So daily candle close over. Let's have a look. I wouldn't even look at the daily on this. I think it's kind of misleading. Maybe if we can, I wouldn't go off the daily at all on this. If we get a daily candle close today over 13, there's a bit more chance that we continue tomorrow because it's less of a wick and selling pressure. But I'd go more on the 4-hour on this one. It doesn't really tell us too much, the daily. I don't like it. If you want a daily close over 16, you may as well wait for the 4-hour. So I'd focus more on the 4-hour and just ignore the daily on this one. It's just a strong top wick, which is bearish. I don't like it. But a 4-hour candle close over 16 is the way on this one, and we should gap up towards 20. And again, a 5-minute push beyond 16 to 3% push over 16 will see us hit an 8% first target for a day trade. I'm just going to end it here, guys. Finished the drink of my water I need. And yeah, tweet some setups later. I'll be doing the live trading Atlanta Trading Discord later. And yeah, give us a follow. Thanks for watching, guys. Trade safely.